Hello everyone and welcome to Live 1000 Years. I'm your host and the author of this book. Today we're going to be reading from chapter 6, Where Are We Going? The article that I'm going to be reading is entitled Scientific Evidence of Existence After Death. It begins on page 254. Dr. Sam Parnia, MD, is an assistant professor of medicine at the State University of New York at Stony Brook. He received his medical degree from the Guy's and St. Thomas Hospitals of the University of London in 1995 and his PhD in cell biology from the University of Southampton in England in 2006. Dr. Parnia's clinical and research areas of expertise are in cardio arrest resuscitation, brain resuscitation, and the cognitive sequel of surviving cardiac arrest, including near-death experiences. Dr. Parnia currently directs a number of international studies focusing on the quality of brain resuscitation along with cognitive processes that occur during cardiac arrest. He has published articles in leading scientific and medical peer-reviewed journals and is also the author of two popular scientific books, Erasing Death, The Science That Is Rewriting the Boundaries Between Life and Death, and What Happens When We Die. Dr. Parnia works with a revolutionary new heart machine known as the ECMO machine, ECMO. This machine provides respiratory and heart support for people whose lungs and hearts have stopped functioning. The machine allows a person's blood to bypass their lungs and heart. Two canals are placed in large vessels on the side of the person's neck, directly into the chest or into the groin vessels. The ECMO machine drains blood from the person's vein, adds oxygen, removes carbon dioxide, and then warms the blood, returns the blood to the arteries, pumps the blood through the body, and brings the person back to life. Dr. Parnia has quoted statistics in Southeast Asia where doctors have restarted people's hearts 70 to 90% of the time, against 20 to 25% rates in the America and other parts of the world. He said, "These are truly game-changing medical advances that threaten to topple our long-held ideas about death and its powers, that are poised to give humanity more power over life and death than ever before imagined." Dr. Parnia leads the largest medical study ever undertaken into near-death and out-of-body experiences. He discovered that some awareness may continue even after the human brain has shut down completely. He and his colleagues at the University of Southampton have spent 4 years examining more than 2,000 people who suffered cardiac arrest at 15 hospitals in the United States, England, and Austria. They found that nearly 40% of the people who survived described some kind of awareness between the time when they were clinically dead and their hearts were restarted. One such man recalls leaving his body entirely and watching his resuscitation from the corner of the room. Despite having no respiration or heartbeat for 3 minutes, the 57-year-old social worker from Southampton recounted the actions of the nursing staff in vivid detail, even describing the sound of the machines. "We know the brain can't function when the heart has stopped beating," said Dr. Parnia, "but in this case, conscious awareness appears to have continued for up to 3 minutes into the period when the heart was not beating, even though the brain typically shuts down within 20 to 30 seconds after the heart has stopped." The man described everything that happened in the room. But most importantly, he heard 2 bleeps from a machine that makes a noise at 3-minute intervals. So we could time how long the experience lasted. He seemed very credible, and everything that he said had happened to him had actually happened. Of the 2,000 cardiac arrest patients studied by Dr. Parnia and his colleagues, 330 people survived, and of the 140 who survived, 39% said they experienced some kind of awareness while being resuscitated. Although many patients could not recall specific details, some common themes emerged. 1 in 5 people said they felt an unusual sense of peacefulness, and nearly 1/3 said time had slowed down or speeded up. Some people recall seeing a bright light, a golden flash, or the sun shining. Others recounted feelings of fear or drowning or being dragged through deep water. 13% said they felt separated from their bodies, and the same percentage said their senses had been heightened. Many people have assumed that these were hallucinations or illusions, Dr. Parnia said, but they do seem to correspond to actual events. He also believes a higher proportion of people may have vivid death experiences, but do not recall them due to the effects of the brain injury or the sedative drugs on the memory. Dr. Parnia's findings regarding people's out-of-body experiences while their respiration and heartbeat has stopped has been confirmed by numerous credible people living in the United States. Some of these people even claim they went to heaven.